decompression activity now. With Rowan, somebody just came to the door, so he's a little excited, so I figured it would be a good time to do it. Basically with the decompression activity is you just hook your dog to a leash and completely ignore them. Now I usually like to start in an easier place, so the front door is not usually an easy place. Start in the place where your dog relaxes most readily and then work into other areas. Once your dog has can kind of lay down and relax within, I would say, a couple minutes. So if they're taking more than a couple minutes, then just stay in the area where it's easy for them with no distractions, and then build from there. So I would start building new locations and then adding some low-level distractions and higher-level distractions. So at first you just want your dog to lay down, and as soon as they lay down, you'll unclip the leash and walk away. Then as they get better at doing that, then you can keep the leash clipped until they really relax into it. Maybe lay on their side and put their head down, stuff like that. And then as you're kind of working through increasing distractions in new places and that sort of thing, make sure you throw in some easy wins for them too. If it's always going to be harder for them, then that can be really discouraging for some dogs. So we want to do some easy places, some harder places, some with more distraction, some with less distraction, but always completely, some standing up, some sitting down. Sometimes dogs really are sensitive to what you're doing or not doing. So I am standing up in the front door area, which is kind of a harder area. So what we would do is just stand here with him until he lays down. So basically do nothing. If he does something to ask for attention, then we would totally ignore him. So we're not going to pet him, we're not going to say good boy, we're not going to give him treats. The whole thing is just complete ignoring to help him learn to settle on his own without any cues from us. One of the things that you'll realize is that it's really hard not to do anything. Those of you who have dogs that know a down command, it's really hard not to just say it and be over with it, but the whole point is for them to come to that on their own. He's also got my son has some friends downstairs, so that's making it hard as well. If they pull on the leash toward like this, you just kind of stand and do your thing. That's why, especially for this exercise and other exercises where you want to make sure you're not the one that's initiating the leash tension, I like to have this kind of leash where you're totally hands off. So it's really him either pulling or not pulling, but you not giving corrections or, inadvertently giving into his leash pressure. So you can see that was really, really hard for him. Part of it is because his boundary is right there, and he would much rather be on his boundary than on the hard floor. He's a little bit of a princess. So that it was highly distracting. Somebody had just come over, there are folks downstairs, the cat upstairs is meowing, so it was like a lot. He usually takes less than a minute from going down. So then my next one, I would make sure it was pretty easy somewhere. And then I would come back to this area and to see if we could, decompress a little faster. But sometimes, dogs will jump up on you, they'll cry, they'll, bark, and, do your best to just completely ignore all of it. They're going to try different things to see if it can, cause you to move on from the activity if it's not a mindset that they're comfortable being in. So you want to just, keep on trying to, almost be like a tree, just totally non-reactive to what's going on, and just see if you can get them to settle. I just wanted to kind of show you guys what a difference it makes to be in a different position, in a different place. See how he goes down. He'll go down in less than a minute in this area, but in an area like the front door, that's, I think it took us over 10 minutes for him to get in a relaxed position. So I just wanted to show you that so that you could see that, where they are really does make a difference. How many distractions really does make a difference. And so if you want to try to get the dog to be, kind of real life ready, to be ready to be out in the world and still be calm, then you need to do the preparations in different areas. I'm just gonna unclip him. The other thing that's really great about this activity is that it does help the leash become a non-event. Like, how a lot of dogs would get super excited when they are getting ready to go for a walk, because the leash means, oh, I'm gonna go out and have fun. So this kind of sets you up for success, because it makes the leash a little less exciting, and then so you're starting your walks at a lower energy level to begin with, which is so very important. If you start your walks with a high excitement level, then you've kind of setting yourself up with a difficult position to start with.